Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm okay, thank you so much. Before we start, how can I pronounce your name? Sheridan? Sheridan?
You can just call me Sherry.
Sherry. Okay,
Yes,
great.
yes.
Okay,
Just give me a second. I just want to get the lighting
okay,
right in this room.
okay. It's better. It's better here. Yeah.
How are you? Are you
Hi,
working from
Sherry.
home?
No, I'm at office. We are at office. We are
Oh,
coming here since the end of April to up. We are working full time here. Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah, but of course with the protection regulation here, so we have a strict rules to protect each other from COVID-19, like uh, mask. Mask is
Yeah,
always,
yeah,
if
yeah.
you move inside the office, you have to have this with you. Otherwise, it's a discipline case here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for us it's the same. I go, well, we've got the option to work from home.
Uh-huh.
So we work from home and the office. Right now, the office isn't full at all. It's like maybe 10% capacity. Um, but I like having the option of going to the office and working from home, I must
Yeah,
say.
that
Yeah.
sounds better to be honest, because we are coming here every day from 8:30 to 6:30 every day. We just locked down to home for 3 weeks. It was from the end of March to 20th of April, just for 3 weeks. And then we started coming here because we are also producing masks for the company. So
Okay.
we have to work. The production is still going on here. So we are so busy. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sherry, thank you so much for accepting my interview request. Really, it's meaning a lot to me, and especially for the colleagues of us, to each other, and also the students at university and high school who will be the future assistants. And before we start, let me introduce myself to you at first. I know that I have mentioned it in my text, but I know that you wish to also hear that from myself here. My name is Serpil Soykan. I am executive assistant for almost 18 years. I started my career at the automotive sector, but right now for 1 year, I'm at textile. That's why we are producing masks and also the textile fabrics, because textile has more dynamism than automotive, always has action. And during the COVID-19, while I was at home, I started a project on executive assistant profession to increase the consciousness of this profession. It's because that in some countries, also especially in Turkey, it's not in the place where it's supposed to be, where it's deserving. So
Yes, yes.
this project is aiming to have the awareness of this profession, that this is a crucial job. This is like hiring general manager, as important as hiring general manager. So all together with the support of you, I can't do it on myself. We will increase it more together. That's why I need your help. I need your opinion. I need your approach to this profession. And I know to hear your experience, your suggestion to even to us, to each other, to even the executives, because we need to start from the basement. The basement is the executives. We need to clear up their minds. We are not subordinate. We are partners. We are your right hand. So we are your brain. We are your boss, let's say. So this is who I am. And before we start, sure, I would like you to introduce yourself here. Who you are, where are you working?
Sure. Thanks for reaching out to me. It means so much to me that I love when like-minded people connect with me, and so I was really excited to talk to you about, because obviously this is a topic that's really I'm passionate about, and I think you would have seen from my LinkedIn profile that um, I'm a tribe member, and kind of that is what this is kind of what we do in tribe. We want to find like-minded people,
Mm-hmm.
have these conversations, and change the mind of the whole industry, because as in different companies, EA means different things. We want everyone to be, or at least my vision is for everyone to know what an EA really is.
Exactly.
Because in some companies, you'll find that an EA is more like a secretarial kind of position, where the EA has to feed the executive and take coffee to the executive, instead of being the executive's right hand and leading projects, taking on projects, and just taking a whole lot of burden off the executive. And so that's kind of my goal in my day-to-day life as an executive. I kind of want to change that narrative,
Mm-hmm.
um, and change it in a way where it's a collaborative thing. I get buy-in from my executives, and
Mm-hmm.
also the other PAs and EAs around me, because if you don't have buy-in from both sides, it's so difficult. Because when you
Exactly.
step into an organization, especially the older generation kind of,
Mm-hmm.
um, the older kind of generation companies, you'll find that they are very much set in their ways. And the EA or PA, they are all set in their own ways, and they follow a certain kind of stream. And that stream normally isn't one that is going to take them upstream. It keeps them in that it keeps them locked in that position forever. So that
Yeah.
is why you see, or in my view, that is why you see people stay in a PA or secretary role for so many years. And yes, people, you might love it, but how do you advance yourself? How do you step up? If that is not your goal, then I'm fine with you being who you are and where you are. That's not my goal. My goal
Mm-hmm.
is to step up, learn, and just be the true right hand of my executive. Um,
Absolutely.
so where I am right now is, for the last couple of years, I've only taken on contract roles, and I've done it very consciously, because
Mm-hmm.
um, I am in a phase in my life where
Mm-hmm.
I want to um, fast pace my growth. And so I've taken on roles with CIOs, with um, a lot of like, I've had two group roles where
Uh-huh.
I serve like multiple executives. So I learn so much from all sides of the business. And I believe that has been a really positive up
Uh-huh.
until now. And I'm really just looking for that CEO or executive who wants to partner with me, and to collaborate with me. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
found that person yet, um, but I'm hopeful that I will find an executive to collaborate with fully, and become the executive assistant that I know I can be, and that they will find, great value in the vision that I have for the role. So that's kind of a lot. I said a lot, but it's
Oh, it's
kind of,
good.
yeah, it's kind of where I'm at in terms of the role. I've explored over the last 2 years many platforms for EAs. I've engaged with many platforms, and I've come to I've come to the conclusion that we have to change the narrative, and it has to
Exactly.
start with me. And so it is starting with me. I'm starting to change the narrative daily. For just to give you like a small example, when I took on this new role with this company, um, it was I started in the midst of COVID. So building a relationship face to face was impossible. So everything that I did had to happen virtual, and that was something new for me, to work completely virtually with
Uh-huh.
executives. Um, I jumped onto a project that didn't last long because it expanded so quickly, and then I took on another role with a few other executives, and I started building relationships with them. And as soon
Uh-huh.
as we could go to the office again, I went into the office, even if it was only for like a couple of hours a day. I wanted like that face-to-face kind of thing. Um, and I've collaborated, I'm probably one of the only EAs or PAs in the company sitting in on meetings, because even when I mention it to other EAs, they're like, what are you doing in the meeting? Like, why is
They got
she,
surprised.
like, people are surprised. But I managed to build a relationship with my executive, and I said to him, hey, X, do you mind if I sit in that meeting, because it's very important for me, I think. And I told him why I need to sit in the meeting, and I showed him the value of me sitting in that meeting. And even now, he's on leave. This week he's on leave. I've had the stand up by myself with
Uh-huh.
the normal stand up with HR, and we are progressing things are moving along while he's on leave. So while he's on leave, I can give him the satisfaction that
Uh-huh.
everything is going well. Enjoy your leave, you don't have to worry. So that's kind of what my intention is. That is what the whole the whole building a relationship with my executive is about. He
It's
needs to be
important.
able to trust me to take on things, that is just going to distract him from his biggest objectives, like his biggest goals. Because this thing that I'm running on this side isn't where his focus should be, and I'm trying to refocus him on what he's supposed to be doing while I'm doing this on the side, and giving him reassurance that this is being handled.
Wow, you gave such a good example, Sherry. Believe me, as you said, you set up, you invest on yourself, you learn and learn and learn, and it's very important to set up a good communication, a good relationship with the executive. As you said, you told your executive why you need to be at the meeting, the importance of you be there. So that's how you see your job value and how your executive see your job value. So if we do the same, so this job profession will go over. This is what I believe. And I'm also trying to change the definition of secretary and executive assistant. Secretary, I don't like secretary word. Let
I
me tell
hate
you
it.
something. Beside working here full time, I was also looking for virtual assistant job for my free time. I thought that I could help someone else, and on the other hand, I can earn money. And then I applied a job by the companies in India, because the guy told me that I could support them from where I am. Anyway, the
That's
guy contacted to me yesterday night. He asked me, okay, please send me your details, who you are, what you did so far. I told everything, who I am, my job profession, my capabilities, everything. And I said that I have experience for 18 years. I'm not nothing. I am a specialized one. And then he said, okay, please send me a full-size photo. What? why I'm sending you a full-size photo? You see my photo in the
Yeah.
description, also in WhatsApp photo. This is who I am. I'm not, hiding myself. No, I need full-size photo. If you don't send full-size photo, I am not going to hire you. Okay, I said, I am sorry.
Well, okay, bye, because my body has nothing to do with you or the
I
job.
go crazy. I'm trying to finalize this kind of approach to this profession. I'm not going to put my body in the business. I'm going to
I
my
hear you. Yeah.
mind, my experience.
And though that's one of the key things that is so disturbing to me, because if when I look at job descriptions of EAs and PAs, or what they call secretaries, and what people are looking in there, what they are looking for in this person that they're looking for, and you know what, all of the EA positions that I mostly look at is more like a personal assistant kind of role, where you have to feed the person, bring the person coffee. And when I see that, I immediately just, give it a pass, because first of all, I have 15 years of experience as an assistant. And if I keep on taking roles like that, I already know I'm going to stay in the same position. There's nothing to advance me in that kind of position, because how people look at PAs in that position and how they treat them is two different things. It says something nice on a paper, but when you're in the business, people, they don't respect you. They I mean, you've got 15 years of experience, you've got 18 years. I know people with like 35 years experience, and the business, or the way business see us, it's just not good enough. It is just not good enough, and it's not working. That is why there's so many EAs and PAs taking to this virtual assistant life, where they offer their services as a virtual assistant. And it's so, it's doable. If you've got a home office, if you've got a stable internet, you can do it, and there are people who will be looking for a virtual assistant. It's not like you're not going to get work. You will be finding, because also, millennials are taking over the working world. In 2025, we will be 75% of the working world. We will be taking over the working world, and millennials are self-sufficient. We were born with the internet, and we are taking business to the next level. So if your CEO is like 50 plus or 65 years or whatever, he needs to get on board. CEOs need to realize that the assistant role, as much as the business world is changing, is also changing, and it's changing dramatically. So much so that your assistant now has a degree. Your assistant now is qualified. Your assistant is not someone with just a diploma in typing. Your assistant now is studying for a degree in business. Your assistant is now a master's student. Your assistant has a PhD. So why would you assign tasks to someone with that much brain power and someone with that much capability? Why would you want to pay them the salary, first of all, that you're paying them, and assign mundane tasks to them, when they can be your right hand, when they can run your projects? And also, while you are overloading your other executives with other stuff, that is why your EA is there. And so I'm in this constant, and in this kind of scenario, kind of, it really inspires me, it motivates me
Yeah.
to go and get that business degree that I want, you know. I've got a degree in, I've got an arts degree, and I majored in psychology and communication. And I've really been, over the last couple of years, just been so intrigued by business. I'm a natural kind of entrepreneur. My grandparents were entrepreneurs. My aunts was you know, entrepreneurs. I've worked in the events business since I was in high school. So, you know, if my executive says, you know, can you arrange this for the team or whatever, I'm on it. It's done, like, you know. So I've taken really my life experience and thrown it into this position, or it's all culminated into becoming an executive assistant. And yes, I say, and and people might not understand it, but I am a jack of all trades. I call myself, I'm a jack of all trades. You know, ask me about eventing, I'm going to let you know. Okay. And if I don't know something, I'm so curious, I'm going to find out. And if you don't know something, I'm going to research the hell out of it. And I'm going to give you the lowdown of whatever you need to know. That is the passion that I bring to the table. And a
Perfect.
lot of people can't handle that because they don't expect that of an assistant, right? But in the climate that we are in, you know, you have to bring your A game. You need to step it up. And if you're not ready for all of this, then I'm sorry. You know, there's someone out there who's going to see and who's going to value me for what I'm worth, and not just scheduling meetings, because that is like, that we can do in our sleep.
Mm-hmm,
You don't
mm-hmm.
even have to pay us for that. That we can do in our sleep. I'm not even, you know, I don't even drink coffee, but I can probably make the best coffee. Um, I I can learn what you love to eat, but that's not my job. That's not my job. And
Exactly.
I feel like the executive world needs to shift their mindset. And how the shift is going to happen is for us not to allow that kind of, you know, dumbing down of our role as executive
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
assistants.
mm-hmm.
We need to step up and say no, you know. I'm not
Yeah,
here to do that. I'm here to deliver X, Y, and Z, and this is what I bring to the table.
yeah,
And
exactly.
so it's not easy. It's not easy, but
But
it's
we
so
have to do
worth it.
that.
But it's so worth it at the end of the day, because if we think about the generation to come, the new EAs, you know, I
Yeah.
saw I saw a job ad the other day, and a really good job. In fact, I will share it with you, and you can tell me what you think about it.
Yeah,
But it
please.
was so funny. They, you know, it's like an amazing job spec. You know, you'll be the right hand of the CEO, but you need to be a recent graduate and you must be in your 20s. And I'm like, really? You want someone, you want someone with 15 years experience, but they must be a recent graduate and they
Oh my
must be in their
God.
20s something. So, so yeah, that is what we are facing, really. That's what we are facing in this world.
Are you kidding?
People want all the roses and, you know, hearts, um, and they only willing to give, like, you know, to. And if I look at what they want to pay for this job, it's ridiculous.
Yes.
I laugh at some of these job specs, and I wish I could reach out to the CEO and just have this conversation with him and say to them, look, you're looking
Their,
for someone,
their
I think
expectations are higher, but what they pay is lower than their expectations.
the expectations are so high, it cannot be met by someone who
Yeah.
just came out of university unless your intention is to burn out that person, and to give that person such a big shock of the working world or reality. Um, if that is your intention, then, I don't believe anyone wants to do that to a recent graduate, to be the right hand of a CEO, because to be the right hand of a CEO, it needs kind of the experience, the the emotional maturity, and everything that you and I know goes with this role because we've been in this industry for so long. It was really laughable.
Yeah, exactly. Sheri, I would like to ask you, do you have any suggestion to students, to ones at university or high school who will be the future assistants? You can offer a training, a seminar, a language school, whatever it is that they can put their personal skills to be improved.
Yeah, so for sure. So the first thing, if I were to be a graduate in the time that we are now, and
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking of becoming an assistant or taking on an assistant role, I would definitely invest in learning how to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
What communication is one of the key things, and that is really lacking in the industry. And if you are a fan of Simon Sinek, like I am, you'll find that he speaks a lot of communication and how Gen Z and Gen X is lacking in communication skills. So I would urge anyone who wants to step into this industry, it's to step up your communication.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a course that you're doing, whether it is getting a mentor, is also one of the key things for me. Find an executive who's got a hell of a lot of experience, 25 years experience, 35 years experience. There's so many of them out there. As you know, the world is full of assistants. You must find, you must
Yeah,
find a mentor.
right. I agree with you. This is maybe one of the most important points.
Yeah, so communication first, finding a mentor second, and then third, don't go for the big roles.
Mm-hmm.
Go for if you can afford to, and this is just like my personal opinion. I
Mm-hmm.
started out, as an assistant from a very early age. Kids today, they don't have to work at an early age. Their parents can pay, but there are those like myself who had to start working at a very early age to pay for education, to just sustain myself. I left home at a very, very early age, and I started in working straight after I left university.
Mm-hmm.
I went and I worked for the South African Police Service.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I stayed there for 7 years, but I started out in the registration office. And through the registration office, um, I worked in the archives. So I learned a lot about documentation, about how things work, how applications work, and the lifespan of an
Mm-hmm.
application. And during those 7 years, I also worked with mainly high-ranking police officials. So my communication started to develop and to mature in how to communicate to certain people, but always maintaining respect for everyone at the same, at all levels. So taking on my third piece of advice would be, take on the receptionist job. Take
Uh-huh.
on the administrative job. It is there. It is there in, that is your foundation. That is your foundation's craft.
Exactly.
You don't have to do like this expensive course on how to become an assistant. If you want to know how to become an assistant, start serving. Start in a position where you're going to be serving others, where others are going to rely on you to open a door, where others are going to rely on you to answer a phone. That is training right there for to be an executive assistant, or to be an assistant at least. To be an executive assistant, I believe experience trumps education, because
Mm-hmm.
you can
Mm-hmm.
have all the experience, or all the education. You can have all the education that you can have, but if you don't have experience, it's it will be difficult.
Yeah, right. Each executive assistant must start from the downstairs to up, so they will see all levels of this profession, like 50 grade of 50 shades of executive assistant profession. So,
And
like me, I also started at reception.
yeah, so and so also, when you go through all of these levels, you start to see, oh, there's HR, oh, there's operations, oh, there's e-commerce, oh, there's so
Yeah,
many parts of the business. And if you can find yourself in a job where it's a big organization, that's good. But if you can start in a small business where you can see things more close up,
yeah,
um,
right.
that is so much more valuable than being a part of a huge organization. So, for example, offer your services, um, maybe free of charge if you can, to small businesses. Like in the last couple of years, I didn't have to, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
I stepped up and I offered, to manage social media platforms for
Wow.
two different different separate organizations. They're non-profit organizations, but I did that because I felt, as a 35-year-old millennial, I need to step up my games, because the kids coming behind me, they are way better than I am in this game. But I need to step up and I need to learn, how to engage, because social media isn't, I'm going to be straight up saying to you that it's not my thing. But even though it's not my thing, it doesn't mean that I don't have interest in it, or that I shouldn't be engaging in it.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
going I'm going to learn how it works. I'm going to learn what I can get out
Oh,
of it. And I'm going to learn, how I can use it as a business tool. And I've done exactly that. I didn't know that it can be used as a business tool, but yet I managed to learn how to set up events, how to generate money, and how to attract followers, and do all those nice things that social media can do, that a lot of people don't know about. But businesses are all evolving and growing online. So
mm-hmm.
as an EA, it was my responsibility, not just for myself, but for the business, to learn how this works.
Yes,
And
right.
then lo and behold, in my when I took on this job in this new company, when I landed there, COVID started, and then they said to me, Sherry, you know, this new platform, online platform starting. We just launched it. We need more hands. COVID cut us off. Can you jump in? I mean, I was so ready, and I jumped.
Great.
I worked from home, and I ended up working on the the back end of the online store. So, I mean, no one could have given me, or I didn't go and study for that. But the mere fact that I had kind of the advantage of the understanding and the leverage of being on two other platforms where I did back in work, it gave me
Wow.
an advantage. So that's kind of the things that I would really prompt, you know, the younger generation to look for. Look
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
learning. It doesn't matter if it counts now. If it's not counting now, it will count later.
Exactly. It doesn't mean
Well,
that we will not need it later on. We have to learn that even we are not using that in our business. And as you said, it doesn't mean that we will not change our job and we will not use that. Anything can happen in the business. So we must be prepared, not only for business, for our skill to improve
yeah.
that. So great, great suggestion. Thank you so
And
much.
And you know what? I think I want to add, if you don't mind, a
Yeah,
fourth
yeah,
one.
sure.
And this one was one that I got from my fellow tribe chairman, and she's just an amazing EA. And she said to me, Sherry, um, in this role, because my new role was really, I was struggling with it, and so I always reach out to people who can give me some wisdom. And she said to me, and the wisdom that she gave to me said, Sherry, read read what your executive read everything that you can read about your organization and what it's going through. And that, I must say, is a complete game changer. If you read what your executive read, if you have access to if you manage your executive's inbox and you read what he reads, you can quickly start a conversation with him with regards to, for example, data. If he's into data, you
Mhm.
can talk to him about data. You open communication with him, and he or she's going to start talking to you. And that enables building trust. And that then opens up another door for you to say, hey, can I do this piece of work for you? And then just see how it goes, you know? And that was a game changer for me. So I'm really yeah, I'm truly grateful for that piece of advice, and I'd love to share it
Wow.
also with
Great.
your, yeah, with your audience.
Okay, great. I'm on the other hand writing it, the clues that we need to follow up here because really important suggestions these are. And also I am taking lessons for myself because we need to also learn from each other.
We need to
Like,
constantly learn from each other. Even though I've been an assistant for 15 years, I don't think I know it all. I think I have so much
the
more to learn.
same. I can't
Like,
say I'm done 100%, so I'm still learning. Still a student, and I'm also learning from the future assistants who are at still universities because they are seeing the current status of this EA profession, even on the books, because the technology, everything. So we need each other.
yep, we do need each other.
Okay. Then, Sherry, I'm done with my questions and we talked a lot, but it's good. I love talking with you. Really appreciate your time. It's very useful and full of information and lessons here. And I'm sure that future assistants will be finding something even in what we are talking here.
Yep.
Lots of lessons. Also, I got the for myself lessons here. I will need to apply it for on myself. Thank you so much for taking time.
So happy. I'm so happy that we could have this conversation. I hope it doesn't end here. And I hope that we can, you know, spread the word and just be there for future assistance. And thank you so much for the opportunity. It was great just getting it out. And because some of these stuff I've been sitting on for some time. And you know, I love sharing, but you can follow. I mean, we are connected on LinkedIn. I write kind of weekly kind of posts, and it would be great for you to just follow them.
I will be definitely following it up and also reading it every week. It's important, Sherry, and I'm really happy that I get to know you, to reach you, and talking with you. And after this COVID-19, I will be really so happy to see in Turkey. You have a friend here. You have a friend here. I will be so happy to host you here.
Turkey is going to be on my list, on my bucket list. And
oh my God.
I'm going to make it happen. I promise.
Definitely. Whenever you are ready, whenever you say, Serpil, I'm coming, I got my ticket, just let me know. I will be coming, picking you up, and they will make a great holiday for you here. So I will be really to welcome you to host you in Turkey. You have a friend. Please,
thank you so much.
Stay connected.
And also just lastly, through Tribe and through all of the platforms that I've been engaging with, it has been tremendously overwhelming, and I'm so thankful that I can say that I know assistants globally and all over the world, and to have met you over there in Turkey is just incredible, because it just one of those things that's on my bucket list is to know people all over the world. And I can now add Turkey because I now feel like I know you personally.
Yes, we will be together, and also as friends, and also as profession.
You are on my WhatsApp group now, so I can't escape you now.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate. Hope to see you soon.
Sure, simple. Thank you.
Take care. Stay safe.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.